Hi, and welcome to our second edition of Heavenly Thoughts. Once again, I'm Inyoma, and as you can see, I'm by myself this week. My brother left on Monday, so we're gonna have fun still. Okay, so last week we decided that we're gonna start a blessing book, which I did. I'm writing down all my blessings, and we're gonna smile at a stranger. Now, one of the blessings I had last week was a family friend decided to just buy me a ton of food for school. So that was a huge blessing. And while we were buying food, I met this lady who sat down and we talked for a little while about her childhood and how she was growing up. And I encouraged her to remember that God still loves her. And she encouraged me too, because we had similar things occur in our childhoods. So it was amazing what a smile at a stranger can do. You know, she just decided to sit down and talk with me. So I was glad to have that experience. And my brother had a safe journey home. And I had a ton of blessings this week. I've started exercising again, which was thanks to my brother also in part. So those were some of my blessings that I had. I hope you also had some blessings as well. And I hope you started a blessing book. Okay, so this week our title is A Change of Perspective. And our Bible verse is from Proverbs 16 verse 20. And it reads, "He who gives heed to the word will prosper, and happy is he who trusts in the Lord." Proverbs 16 verse 20. He who gives heed to the word, if you listen to the word and obey it, you will prosper, and happy is the person that trusts in the Lord. And I read this devotional this week. It's a really good book. It's called Joy in the Morning, and it just talked about our happy God, and I'm just going to read a little bit of what it said. It said, "Being a state in its own right, happiness can exist in spite of adverse circumstances." Someone may ask, how can I be happy when my parents do not support me in college? Or, how can I be happy when my children are sick? But if everything has to be going just right as a prerequisite for happiness, that would leave God out. He is faced with a world of sin, people who blaspheme him, who ignore him. Satan is still at large, a blot on God's universe. How can God be happy in the face of all this? The answer is, he is bigger than all these things. He has the solution to them, so in that sense, they are not worrying him. In that attitude, we can find the secret to our own happiness. When we learn how to become bigger than our problems, when we put ourselves on the side of God, who is bigger than our problems, we can share his happiness. In short, it is a matter of perspective. And this perspective we can have now. I really love what it said there, because a lot of times we associate happiness with everything going right at the time we want it to go right, and there are many people who are happy in spite of things going wrong, and as Christians we can't have everything our way. In fact, part of being a Christian is having trials that God gives us the strength to overcome. So this week our one step closer is to change our perspective. When you go through, I know a lot of us are going to have trials this week. I know I'm definitely going to have some trials this week because I'm working a lot. I have a lot of issues to work out with school and everything. But I've decided that I'm going to look at it as a means that God is using to perfect my character, because if I had never known poverty, or not knowing how I'm going to eat or pay my school fees, I wouldn't know to rely on God's providence, and he always comes through. He has come through for a while, and I know he's going to keep coming through. No, we have nothing to fear for the future unless we forget how God has led us in the past. So let's take heart and don't be discouraged. Whatever you go through this week, just remember that God loves you. And a hymn for this week, just a few words that I really love this hymn, because it says, "This is my Father's world. Oh, let me never forget that though the world seems oft so strong, God is the ruler yet. This is my Father's world. Why should my heart be sad? The Lord is King. Let the heavens ring. God reigns. Let the earth be glad." So I hope you can remember that this is your Father's world, and whatever we go through this week, that he knows what's going on and he has the solution to the problem. So don't be afraid, and trust in God, and look at it from a heavenly perspective. You can see the angels all around you right now. I don't think you will worry about anything, because the angel of the Lord encamps around those that fear him. So pray without ceasing and change your perspective. Look at it the way God looks at it, as a way to perfect your character and fit you for heaven. So remember that God is happy because He is bigger than all his circumstances, and if we put our trust in God, we can be happy too. So last week we started a blessing book. Please keep that up. I know it'll help you. It has definitely helped me. And this week, change your perspective. Pick whatever circumstance that you see as a pretty big thing, and look at it from the way God looks at it. He is bigger than that circumstance.